We're ready. I'm ready. We're ready. And we are jumping into the first game of the night here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Percival in the top left and Classic in the bottom right. These are games from the KSL. If you haven't, check that tournament out. I think it's bi-weekly currently. And this is on the Korean server. This is aimed to grassroots or assist grassroots for the Korean scene. Hello MW, good to see you. Just starting the stream here tonight. Just in time here. You're on 7 again. Oh my god, a 7-day watch streak. Is that like even more? Is that the maximum? Thank you so much for tuning in so many times. Alright, so this game, we do have a normal opening here for Percival. Oh, it's actually going for the double gas, so never mind that. You will most likely have a little bit of a technical opening there, with a quick factory. On the other side, I mean, it's classic. It's a really... Honestly, this guy is very hard to read, in my opinion. He's like one of these guys you just don't really know what he's gonna do. He has a lot of different styles. He has like no signature thing that stands out. Like, for example, hero, it's aggression. For stats, it would be defensiveness, right? For max picks, it's how clean his execution is. But for classic, he's like sloppy at times. He has super aggressive situations, he's super defensive sometimes. He has like nothing that really stands out super much to kind of form his character, which is a little bit weird. Thank you for all the great broadcasts. Oh, now you're making me a little bit, you know, feeling the feels. Thank you so much. No, glad you're enjoying here. Now next is on the way, Cybernetic Score is about to finish up. We'll see that Twilight probably joining very soon here after the first Adept, and the second unit will jump out soon as well. Warp Gate on the way. Now Reaper is gonna go across the map here. And there's the quick factory. With a reactor as well. Actually need to close my shades. My window shades so I can actually see the minimap. Today is very sunny here. The sun is still on this side of the house. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Now Percival has been doing this a lot. He is command centering his natural even on the high ground. He's playing very safe against most players actually in the opening game, especially in TVP. I've seen this quite a bit from him. Now, oh my god, is he gonna lose the... Whoa, that was good, that was good. That was really good for Percival. I was thinking he might lose that one, but he's gonna repair up the Hellion, he's gonna heal up the Reaper, and he's gonna have 2 full HP units and a Widowmine. And there's no Adept, the Adept is gone. So, I mean, there's one defensively, but there's now 2 Adept setup. Now, Classic responds to this by sending or building up a shield battery here and making a second Adept here. He's like, alright, I didn't kill your unit, so now I have to invest a tiny bit extra. So this is even a double, how do you say? Double happy situation. By the way, this is an Oracle opening here. I haven't touched on this yet. Oh, the Reaper is actually gonna get killed by the Oracle here, as you saw on the right. The Hellion does make it in. Can it get some probes? It's gonna be very difficult here. The Adepts are already on the chase, even the... Yeah, he didn't get the second shot, and that's gonna be it. But he did turn on the Oracle. He forced the Oracle to turn on, and there's a Widowmine. It is somewhere. Oh, it might be in the Medivac. Okay, so the Widowmine is on the way, unfortunately. He's gonna lose a Marine here. He needs to be careful. Pulling the SCVs is a good call, in my opinion here. Only losing 1 there, and these Marines are high enough in number to basically push this Oracle back. Now Phoenix is standing guard at home, Widowmine is coming online or inside, and there's only 1, so he should quickly lift that 1 and just kill it with the Adepts. Should probably pull a couple probes here. No, yeah, see, just to assist in that damage. And the Phoenix is gonna chase the Medivac. Now, will he find it though? He's actually gonna miss this one. That's a great path here for Percival, so a little bit lucky there for a Terran player. And as you can see, even the Oracle is on the chase, trying to identify the flight pattern of this Medivac, but the flight pan was hidden. So classic Okuk, classic country does not know where it actually goes. And he doesn't know about this move out, so he's gonna be surprised now. The Cyclone's gonna get a lock on here, quickly depleting the Stalker's shields already to half. So he's forcing a few... Oh, actually, can he get it? Man, that shield battery. That shield battery seems imba. Do we need to get rid of shield batteries? Now, Viking is gonna land. I'm not sure about this one. The Phoenix are just gonna lift it, and then the Stalkers are gonna kill it. So yeah, not a big fan here. Cyclone is gonna get picked up into the medevac to try and get boosted out a little bit so it doesn't just get picked up. But as he kills one of the Phoenixes, there we go. This push is gonna be a little bit... I mean, at least it's gonna be able to retreat here. The second Phoenix without its body is not gonna do much. There's another Phoenix here on top of the map. Or in the top corner of the map. And he's making a few more. He's going into Phoenix Colossi. We have seen this come back a little bit into the meta recently. And I think this game also is from this, or maybe it's from last week. I'm not 100% sure. As I said, this is bi-weekly. This is the most recent cup from this series. So there you go. And yeah, as I said, the Phoenix Colossi, it's kind of coming back right now. People are utilizing that a lot. I think it's just a shift in the meta because Templar openings have been so powerful. And it's a lot of blind counters against those. Now, Classic is trying to come in and push this one. If he can get the tank, that's nice, but I don't think he can break this. Actually, there's two Cyclones, there's a Marauder, there's another tank reinforcing. Immortal is coming in, but he loses the Oracle, he loses the high ground vision. He has another Phoenix here. He could lift the siege tank, but if he has one Cyclone already locked on the siege tank, he's gonna shoot it down with the Marines. Tank is gonna be down here again, and it's gonna kill that last Stalker. So yeah, bungled attack in my opinion. I don't think that was actually what you're looking for, where you want to sacrifice an Oracle, 3 Phoenix and 7 Stalkers. And he does greatly reset the Terran army, but it's mostly expendable units. It's mostly Marines. So yeah, not a big fan of this push. It does stifle the progress a little bit from Percival, and behind this, I mean, Classic gets up his third base, but he's behind a little bit in army supply right now, and we're gonna have Stim in a moment. He did greatly reduce the Marine count, but we already have a Marauder Marine force pushing across the map here. There's a tank with this. Where's the medevacs though? I feel like the medevacs are a little bit late in this situation here, and they'll need to boost and try to help out here. Now Percival needs to get on top of this. He needs to get better against these observers. He did lose that Raven, so he cannot mobile detect them anymore. You need to scan those. He's throwing down a third CC, so he's going into a more macro style of game here. First Marine is going to get lasered by the Colossi, and he's going to scout that and tell his friends, hey, there's a laser giraffe, be careful guys. Now medevac's coming in here, and this does open up the opportunity for a drop potentially. You could siege from that 4th base location, drop into the main base if you want to. But Percival is looking for a push on the actual 3rd base here from Classic. But this is where all of the army is. We do see 4 Phoenix again. That's enough to go in and lift both tanks and the Cyclones if need be. And then he has the free reign with that Colossi and the ground army. He even has an Immortal in the mix. So yeah, Guardian Shield. And then he might wait for another... Oh god, another Colossus joins the fray. Now this is on a timer. He needs to kill the Nexus now. Now, I don't like it if you don't commit for the Nexus. If he goes in this deep, I feel like you need to commit to the Nexus, and you just don't commit to the army. He's trying to trade a little bit. Setting up Widow Mines is a clever idea. Maybe pushing a tank forward so he can actually pressure that Nexus a bit more would be kind of cool. He does have the Vikings over the Widow Mines, so if the Phoenixes engage into that, they'll eat a shot, most likely. Now he's got... Oh my god, these medevacs going forward a little bit. He's gonna lose one of the Vikings. Gonna try to get a re-kill with those... Oh, with those Cyclones, and he does get 2 Phoenix. That's pretty good, actually. Now, can he push through this? He's gonna clear the Nexus, but this enables also the Zealots to really run in onto that bio on the right side. The left side is also gonna get broken. Phoenix is gonna drag some friendly fire into those tanks. Tanks were not focused on those Colossi. That's a big mistake, in my opinion. A little bit of an executional error here. Can he get a Colossi with those Vikings? Oh, he gets it! Recall was in vain there. And behind that, look at that. 3rd base, up and running. Already 20 SCVs, very healthy, saturated. Ghost Academy on the way. One thing I have to nitpick on, upgrades. Upgrades are late. There's no +1 armor going, there's no armory on the way, there's no 2nd engineering bay on the way. Yes, that's something he needed to have done already with this push. As you can see, upgrade Number 2 on weapons is already halfway done here for Classic. Has been on point in that department, and he's going into the Templar Archives to assist his army with some extra AoE here in those storms. Now Zealots with charge this time are going to be way more dangerous, and we don't really have a big Widowmine count. Oh, that's some great set of force fields here. Medivac's not fast enough to evacuate, and as you can see, like those single-filed Widowmines, Classic is just focus firing them. He's like, alright, I have a few laser giraffes, a few stalkers, we just shoot them down. So yeah, this third base is all of a sudden is kind of exposed. While Percival was very on top of keeping his macro alive in form of making SCVs, making workers, expanding behind this. He has a fourth base, as you can see here, on the way. The actual army value increasement in form of like technical increasement was not that high. So now he's gonna eat a lot of S because of that. And, well, can he push it back? He's gonna lose the base! That's a big mistake here. He was having that there for way too long, and man, even if he pushes this back now, there's still gonna be a very big trade here for Classic. Classic is such a big lead now. Setting up his third Nexus and the fourth Nexus here, basically at the same time, because he lost his third, right? So Classic is not only back in the game, he's ahead by a mile at this point. All the lead that Percival was building on, all the economic advantages he had, well, some of them were kind of lost because he did not have these things running, and they're still not running. Look at that. Classic, meanwhile, already sitting at +2, is going into +1 armor. That's even gonna finish before +1 armor here from the Terran and +2 attack from the Terran. So yeah, a 2 upgrade deficit here for a little bit. Oh, can he please scan it? Oh, there we go. EMP, he's gonna see that one at least. There we go. And Classic is already setting up a few vision pylons here across the map. Now, what I don't like about Percival's play, like, so look at this. He's setting up a Widowmine drop right now. He's randomizing a few Widowmines, which I kind of think is a cool idea. And he still needs a few more in his army composition, to be honest, though. But what I don't really like, there's nothing defending this here. There's like one probe having a little bit of a lookout now. 12 minutes into the game, right? Oh my god, he's gonna shoot that pylon, unfortunately. He's gonna lose a few units here on the retreat. All of the ghosts. These Widowmines, though, are actually better than I thought here. Doing a lot of damage. And yeah, we see that most of the probes have been evacuated, and it's like one by one here, single fight sacrifices, 4 probes for 4 Widowmines. Now, what I don't like about Percival's play is what I was saying. He's not really trying to go those heavy or hefty Terran-style aggression things. Like, he's not trying those Doom drops. He's not taking those risks, but then he needs to be like Maru, right? He needs to have godlike defensive execution if you don't try to do these risky moves to cripple your opponent. And as you can see, it didn't work out this time because he's not Maru. He's Percival. He's still very good. Like, he's, I think, 6.2k or something on Korean server on the ladder. But you can see most of his play is very ladder meta in those best of 3 series as well. He's playing like most of the same openings most of the time. Very safe, not really taking any risks, and just trying to out-execute his opponent. I think it's a great style if you want to really become better at a game. But if you want to try to win a cup, I don't think that's gonna work for you. Now, let's hop into the game number 2 here. In the bottom left, we do have Classic and Ultra Love, and in the top right, we have Percival. Oh, that's cold. It's finally becoming a little bit warmer here in my area already at the end of February. So it's about time we start spring here. And it's about time that my heat costs are gonna sink, because man, they have been incredibly high this winter. And it's time my solar panels are gonna work a little bit again here. Now, of course, all investments I made smartly when I built this house. Now I still have to pay off the loan for like until I'm 85 or 80. It's a little bit. but I guess I'll have to manage somehow. Now, for the time being, we'll take a look at this game, and we do see again the same opening as I said. Percival is kind of falling into patterns while he's trying to do a... Basically, he's trying to out-execute his opponent with a defensive macro style, but then he does open in a very safe middle-of-the-road style with that double gas, fast factory into command center, and most of the time then starport. So even his pushes are not that scary. He doesn't really pull SCVs with that. Even if you pull like 2 SCVs with his usual technical pushes, you can do some repairing sometimes. You can do some building blocks, right? You can throw down a quick engineering bay, foundation, and block zealots or something, right? There's a lot of things you can do with a couple SCVs in a small, tiny push. You can maybe throw up a turret, a bunker, whatever it is, right? A lot of things. Maybe they just soak a few shots to tank. I think he's underestimating the potential of his own race a little bit there. Now this is different, and this is off-centered if I'm not mistaken. This looks awfully off-centered. But yeah, this is the first time in a while I've seen him slap down a command center on low ground actually. But yeah, already see, again, it's command center before starport here, not going very aggressive, but also not going super greedy. So yeah, I'm not sure, man. I feel like if he masters the Reaper expand for himself, or the 1-Rex expand for himself a little bit better, I think he's gonna be better off. He's gonna be better off into the mid-game, and it feels like the mid-game is where he's struggling currently. The late game, I've seen him in the late game, he looks very solid in the late game. Even though you can clearly see he lacks some experience if it goes to base trades, for example. But that's something he might need to work on for himself in the close future here. Now, poking in with that Reaper Hellion, he seems to favor that opening. He's gonna be able to jump in here with a Reaper. He's gonna try to bounce the Adept. Doesn't really work. Oh. There's Adept's keeping Classic very, very safe here. No scouting information, and we do see another Oracle opening. Is this gonna get overcharged this time? Nope. Just going straight across the map, but it will run across the Reaper, so hey, lucky break here for Percival. It's gonna find it, so even the Reaper does commit. The Hellion also does commit, but he already saw what he needed to see, honestly. I mean, what else is he gonna find? He's gonna find the Stargate. A few gateways in production, that's about it. I mean, I like the commitment with that Hellion. He even gets a prop. Ah, man, that would have been the perfect stack even if that second shot would have connected. Or last shot. Now, this is kind of funny. The Medivac chasing that Oracle. He does have a few Marines down here, and as soon as the Oracle takes damage, if you're wondering, an Oracle can beat 5 Marines. As soon as it starts taking damage, you can win with 4 Marines. So that's a very knife edge thing, and if it's 6 Marines, the Oracle just dies. Now, I don't know the math with 2 Oracles. I think that's a little bit more in favor of the Oracles there, until it just doesn't, you know, because the Marines scale a little bit better. But there's already a Viking, the Cyclone. Unfortunately, everything's kind of moving out right now, so we have the Marines. If you would, yes, pick up Micro. There you go. Now pick up also the SCVs. Very, very nice. He does still lose a few units here, but he saved like 4 units, 5 units there. Pretty nice. Very good done here. Very, very good job here. Very well done by Percival, I think. Nice execution there. Now Classic is pushing across the map through Adept to the Stalker. We do see Blink on the way, triple gateway, production up and running here. He's whooping in a few extra units, he's whooping in his 3rd base, and he will just posture. We'll try to force a few sieges, try to snack units like the Cyclone who move forward too fast. And look at that, if you have those 2 SCVs I was talking about. Oh my god, the Viking. Oh my god, everything's so disjointed, and there's a freaking trap. It's a trap, don't. No, the Cyclone. Oh my god, even perfectly half of the army gets frozen. This is the perfect situation for Classic here. Can he capitalize on it? I feel like you kind of need to siege the tank behind of these units and try to stand your ground until the other units get unfrozen there. Now Oracle's coming back into the main base, dealing some damage there. Viking is going to try to clear, but look at that. The Oracle doesn't even care. It's just going to shoot down SCVs. It's going to shoot down 7 before he dies. Even a little bit of a miss micro there. Oh my god, tank exposed on the back line. This is going to get sniped by the Stalkers. Percival's army so disjointed here. It's going to get wrecked by all of that clean execution from Classic. Again, Viking just walking into the fight here. Now, finally, he's in actual walk-in mode here, so he can deal with those stalkers. But that push, that should have been already across the map inside that natural base. And it's still in the middle of the map. Now, we do have Blink completed here. Things are not looking good for Percival. And now once he's across the map, there's already again another bunch of stalkers here. He's gonna lose that Cyclone that kind of moved too far ahead of the mix. And he's gonna siege up. One tank is gonna get lifted. The rest is gonna get picked up. I mean, he still does kill a fair amount of these stalkers because of that Viking. The Viking deals almost as much DPS as a sieged tank against stalkers. It's crazy. It's really insane. It does have 20 damage against mechanical on a 0.71 weapon speed, which is almost as fast as a Marine. So yeah, the Viking is like a freaking truck. It's like an immortal. Honestly, like a Viking against stalkers is basically like you have an immortal against stalkers. That's kind of the thing you need to look at. I mean, the Marauder does even shoot slower. It does less damage because it shoots slower. So yeah, you're looking basically at an immortal that can fly against mechanical units if you have a landed Viking. Now, he still kind of keeps this push alive. He still has the medevac. The medevac wasn't damaged at all, but this force is growing. We're gonna have charge in a moment. Not for this engage, but for the next. I don't hate the siege tank sieging up here, but honestly, even the blink to try and avoid some damage. Now, we do have stim. Percival is just pushing and pushing, but he's setting up a third base now as well behind this. I feel like though most of this is awfully late. It feels awfully late. It's gonna finally try to do something here in that main base area, but he's like, does he even know where the base is? He doesn't know that this is the position for the base. And he doesn't know that this is the fourth base, so there you go. Robo finishing up very late here this time. And I'm expecting an Observer first, but he might just go Prism or Immortal. But there you go. I feel like, yeah, Vision is going to be king here for himself. Now, oh my god, the perfect anti-timing. He's even going to lose a full medevac. Oh my god, he saves it. He still has like 20 supplies sitting in medevacs for like 5 seconds of this fight where they can't shoot. But this is the perfect position for these guys on the high ground trying to cover their tanks. But it's mostly zealots, and still this army is gonna get broken here, unfortunately. And yeah, if you lose all of these 300 medevacs, man, that's gonna be a disaster. But oh, 2 blank medevacs, they're gonna get seen by this observer. Ooh, no, the observer sees it. And okay, at least Percival does notice them as well. Now 2 Marauders, 1 Marine, can they do something? They don't have +1. +1 was quite far delayed again in this game here. For Percival, it felt like you kind of want to start +1 when you start this push. But he made it basically when he threw down his 3rd command center, he started that one. And there he goes. This is nice here, dealing some damage. It's gonna be every probe counts. So yeah, I love to see this one, even though it's gonna get cleaned up now. Was not able to reutilize that, but it feels like his production is not where it should have been. A few zealots trying to run into natural, actually getting by that Widow Mine. Another Widow Mine, great connection on the actual attack here at the 3rd base, but enough units should be here for Percival to just clean this up. He's still losing SCVs in that natural, and these sets, there was a little bit of an anti-timing here from Classic. He actually has +1 now, and he was moving a tiny bit too fast there. He still does kill 6 SCVs. It's not that big of a deal. We do have 3 CCs. As I said, Percival is pretty good actually at making SCVs, so constant SCV production here. He's sitting at a 59 worker count even after losing 6 SCVs. So nothing to scoff at. He's trying to drop into that main again. These probes, they saw the drop, but this is a nice positional advantage here for Percival. If we can keep this high ground, stim your units, come on! Oh my god. And then he runs away. Don't believe it. Can't believe it. He still has a good position. He's target firing these stalkers very nicely, trying to open the escape for himself. Now his army is kind of boxed in here. He's walking into the heart of the Protoss army. And meanwhile, we do have an attack here going on the bottom right as this gets cleaned up. If he can push through these just zealot reinforcement here, a few Widow Mines are going to burrow. They're going to kill 2 of the zealots. The rest has to walk away. I think he did a recall. Yeah, we did see a recall here. That's Protoss. That's Protoss for yourself, man. That's something only Protoss can do. And Protoss has done now. And it's always a little bit sad when you're the Terran and you're like, yeah man, I finally outsmarted you. I have a attack in the bottom right and in the bottom left of the map and you need to deal with this. And then he just recons the army. And then you're like sad. Because he warps in units there first to buy some time and then he recalls the rest of the army to kill everything. And then you're like, should that be allowed? Alright. Percival, not gonna give up. He has a medevac with Widow Mines only. As I said, I'm not a fan of these late Widow Mine drops. I think if you have them with your army, it's way more valuable. Or you make too many. You make more bio units. He's gonna have... He's getting the sentry and a bunch of zealots there with that Widow Mine setup. This army's gonna get chased out, but the Widow Mines dropping here in the bottom are gonna kill everything. The thing though is, like, even if these Widow Mines connect, like, very beautiful, like they did here, it's only 7 tropes. If you drop 8 Marines, you can basically clear the whole mineral line. And you can put pressure on the Nexus and the pylon and whatnot, right? So yeah, I'm not a fan of those late Widow Mine drops. Now he's also starting to lose these Marauder squads here. He's still trading as good as he can. Classic has no observer, but he does see... Oh, but he did blink in. So he did see the Widow Mines, but he already blinked. So he couldn't get away anymore, and he eats a couple of shots there to the Stalker faces. Now Percival is playing this better than the last game so far. But he can't really control the growth of Classic. And he has been struggling to fight these big engagements against the Lazy Giraffe specifically. So he's trying to split up his forces. You know, divide and conquer. But there again, see, he has a little bit too many Widow Mines if you don't go for a frontal push. You don't go for a frontal engagement. I feel like you need more bio units. You need to spread the attention of the Protoss. And small forces like this, while they can be great, it's more like you want to drop them across the map and you don't want to just walk into different armies which are just gonna outperform you because you're not all together. Now if he pushes more in the bottom center, I feel like you want to take this base here, even though it's a low ground and this is a high ground. I still feel like that base is more in your direction, or in your push direction, where you want to work to anyways. This is a little bit more of a safe approach. But it could be a great anchor, right? A planetary in the correct position there in the bottom right. Where you could just try to get some nice engages there. Now he does have the ghosts. He has +2 and 2/2 on the way, but it's not done yet. Some nice connections there on those zealots. Good MPs are gonna force this army back for now. All of the shields are basically depleted in this army. Quite insane. Oh, so the ghosts, he has a little bit too many ghosts here in my opinion. And the army balancing has been a little bit of a struggle here, it feels like. And the Vikings are not shooting, look at that. The Vikings are just walking. If you walk them like that, man, in your main group. Now he's starting to shoot. There's a Warp Prism he isn't dealing with. And things are gonna fall apart. Because he didn't deal with the Colossi, and now the Vikings are gonna die. He needed to utilize this kind of area here to park his Vikings and try to force those Colossi to basically retreat, or then retreat with the army. And yeah, Classic is gonna take the game. We can see like glances of brilliance here by Percival, but it is not there yet. So he still needs to practice a little bit more, get some experience under the belt, it feels like, and then he can how to execute things, and then he can probably shine in the future.